All right, Eli Montgomery. What's going on, man?
Man, just working and working, making this dream come true.
That was a hot song.
Thank you.
Did y'all like that song? That song was hot. Like, describe that. Like, what was the inspiration for that song?
1221, I was going through a lot with a female friend, and that's what came of it.
Wow, that's where music comes from, right?
Absolutely. Life.
Roller coasters.
Yes.
Yes. And so 1221, where's the title?
The title, it started as Dream Killer, because I say that a lot in the song, in the chorus.
Thought that was the name of it.
You thought that was the name of it. But the first line changed, because it took me 6 minutes to write the song. I started writing at 12:15, and then by 12:21 I was finished, but 12:15 just didn't fit. So 12:21, when the word came, when I finished, I looked at the clock, it was 12:21, so I was like, oh, it's 12:21, the clock keeps ticking away.
Okay, wait a minute. You're saying that you wrote this song in 6 minutes?
6 minutes.
The lyrics?
The lyrics, yes.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Had it down in
Are
6
you
minutes.
serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what happens when that inspiration starts flowing.
Absolutely.
And you got to give thanks to the creator, because I know
Of
you
course.
can't sit down and think of that many words in 6 minutes.
Of course.
Awesome, wonderful. Okay, and the guitar.
Yeah.
I want to get right to the guitar. If you can show people that beautiful craftsmanship.
This is my baby.
Yeah, that's your baby, and if you can see right here, it says Maggie.
Yeah.
And it's got a little heart. And I know B.B. King named his guitar. What was his? Louise?
Louise,
Yeah, B.B. King had Louise. And I often wonder, like, how do you come up with the name? So how did your guitar get named Maggie?
Everyone asks me that. Well, a wonderful lady by the name of Maggie, she returned my guitar. I had a sudden mishap with my guitar when I first got it, and it was taken from me as a prank, I think. I never found out who did it, and I'm not really sure if I care as long as I got my baby back.
Right.
And she returned it to me like a week later.
Maggie did.
Yes, Maggie.
Right.
And I'm forever indebted to her, so I asked her to sign it with her name, and I was like, there's no other way I could go without it.
Yeah, and I actually kind of remember when this was going on, you were in distress.
Yes.
You were looking for this guitar. Like, has anybody seen, like one of those things where you have a missing dog?
Yes.
Like, has anybody seen my guitar? Like, yeah. And then someone actually did return it.
Return it, yes.
And it was Maggie.
It was Maggie.
And so this is Maggie.
Yes, before I had a chance to name her, she named it for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so back to your music. We talked about the inspiration for that particular song.
Yeah.
If you could talk about some of your influences musically. We all have them. We may not say, I got a unique style. I'm not like anybody else, But, there are artists that you did listen to
Absolutely.
that kind of have influence
Absolutely.
over what you're doing.
There are plenty of artists that have done that. And to name a few, I feel like I have to go through the list.
Short list.
Short list, kind of. Bob Dylan, Bob Marley, Enya, John Mayer, Richie Havens, Bill Withers especially,
Wow,
Al
like Bill
Green,
Withers, yeah.
Sade, and Jason Mraz.
Okay, Jason Mraz, yeah. John Mayer.
Absolutely.
He's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia.
And I didn't really even know that until we
Yeah.
talked a little bit earlier. Awesome. So there's so much talent coming out of Georgia.
Everywhere, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And so with that, you've got your musical inspirations. What direction are you trying to take your music? Like
that was a big battle for me.
Okay.
That was a big battle for me because I was so worried about trying to appeal to a lot of people because I wanted my sound to not just be for a certain crowd, instead of just making good music. And when it finally hit me, when me and my producer sat down and we were talking, and he said, just make good music. It doesn't matter what genre it is, how it sounds, just make it sure it's good and you put your heart in it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I went through so many phases. I started off in church singing, then I went to R&B, and I had a group, a band behind me, and then from there I picked up the guitar, and ever since then I've never put her down. I've never put Maggie down, and it's changed my sound and influences, but at the same time it's all a collection of experiences that have created Eli Montgomery to where I am now. So I would say that I'm a product of, my music is a product of who I am.
Okay, it's a direct reflection.
Direct reflection.
Say, for instance, you had a CD with your music on it. I could pretty much listen to it and get to know who Eli Montgomery is.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's what an album is, and that's what an album should be.
It should be.
It should be a peephole into who this artist is.
But to get a genre out there, it would be alternative pop.
Alternative pop. I'm hearing folk.
Folk, yes, you hear a little bit of everything. Folk, blues,
Yeah, I'm hearing that too.
R&B.
I'm hearing that
You
too.
hear a little bit of everything, but especially folk was a heavy influence. Folk, pop, and soul were my main three influences, and blues, definitely with blues in my voice.
Right.
But overall, it's alternative pop music because it just has an alternative sound to it.
It does, it does. And that 1221, you've got a video for that.
Yes.
I've seen the video.
Yes, it's an official music video.
It is an official music video. Who shot that one?
Chris Armstead, amazing, out of Augusta, Georgia.
Right,
Yes,
right.
and-
And I was telling you a little bit earlier, I'm watching that video and I'm not thinking that I'm looking at something local, you know? not that local's bad, but I'm thinking that this is something that I'm watching MTV now, is what I'm thinking when I'm watching that video.
I
So
appreciate that.
where can the people go out to find your music and your videos?
YouTube.com /official Eli Music, but you can just go on YouTube and type in Eli Montgomery and 1221, and you'll see my videos. And we also have a web series coming up
A web series.
of 9 videos for the summer.
9 videos for the summer.
Yeah.
That's not too much?
No,
That's not giving them too much?
Oh no,
It's not
just
such
enough.
thing as giving the people too much?
Oh, never.
Okay, we're gonna work it out. All right, also, what I wanted to ask you about is your education. Now, first of all, before we go to the school education, I wanna talk about you learning how to play a guitar. Like, are you a self-taught artist? Did you take a class? Did you go online? Like, how did you figure out?
In high school, I got my first guitar when I was 16 years old, Theo. And Theo's sitting at home, of course, and it's just my practice guitar. But I never picked it up until I was 20, on a serious note. Because from the age of 16 to 20, I had the band, the R&B band that I was working with. And from there, we dismantled, and that's when I picked back up the guitar. And I was like, I took a class in high school for it, a couple classes in high school.
Okay.
Then I got to college, took a couple more classes, and a friend showed me a few things on it. But from there, I just picked it up and went on, you know. It was kind of self-taught, but yet at the same time, it was a lot of influences from people who knew what they were doing on the guitar.
Right. Okay, and musically, you are a aspiring career artist. Like, this is what you want to do.
Absolutely.
There are so many artists that I have a feeling like this is their part-time gig or it's a hobby. But you've actually, and congratulations, you just recently graduated from college.
Thank you.
And so tell me people about your major and how you plan on using that towards going where you need to go.
Well, first and foremost, education is most important in my life, and it has been instilled in me from a child. So I got my degree at University of South Carolina, Aiken, and it's in communications and a minor in studio art. And both the minor and the major are very influential and very needed for my career, so I needed to know how to do the public relations and the media side of things, also so I can know how I want it to be perceived, and also know how to do my own graphics, how to work this, how everything is going, how videography is done, how filmography is done. I wanted to know how to do it for myself.
Exactly.
So that way I can, when I'm having someone come in and help me with my art, I can tell them how I want it to be displayed.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Without having to pay out so many people.
Exactly.
I know how that part works. You know, you got to pay out all these people, and then you're left with a little bit of money at the end. But the more you know how to do yourself, the better off you are.
Absolutely.
Great. Okay, real quick, before we get out of here, where can somebody go see Eli Montgomery? I know you're always performing all over the place. Where can we find you? If we wanted to go see you this coming week, where would we catch you?
Well, tomorrow, actually, I'll be
Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay.
Most Thursdays actually, I'll be downtown Aiken at 100 Lawrence with another performer named Celia Gary. And for the most part, you can just find me here and there because I'm performing all the time everywhere. Sometimes it's short notice, sometimes it's pre-planned, and I'm just looking at the calendar and I just realized I have like 5-6 shows coming up. So.
Okay, yeah, that's how I look at my calendar too, like, whoa. Okay, all right, and so that's a blessing.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
And so you actually have something going on big in Atlanta.
Yes, I'm gonna go to Atlanta at the end of this month to do Eddie's Attic, which is an infamous place for singer-songwriters, and I'm just gonna throw my chops out there and see what they.
That's how John Mayer got discovered, right?
That is how John Mayer got discovered.
All right, so we're looking for big things from you, okay?
Yes.
All right, Eli Montgomery, ladies and gentlemen, the man right here. You saw it first.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Cool.